Hello, welcome to my channel Visa Talks with K. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how I got my own Schengen visa from this particular Schengen country within 2 weeks of my application. Yeah, so this country is quite, I don't know why people are not applying to that country, but then the application process was very okay, was smooth. So I'm going to share with you 3 critical information. First, how I got my visa approved, the kind of documents I submitted to get this visa approved. 2, my experience with the whole application process. What's online on this country's website, the embassy's website, is quite different from what I met physically. So I'm willing to also share that with you. Then 3, the interview questions, because of course there was an interview session. So I'm sharing with you the questions that were asked and what I provided as answer, so that would also help you to prepare for your own interview when you are going to this particular country. So stay tuned for more information so that it will help you to get your own visa when you apply. So yes, this country I'm talking about is Switzerland. Yes, Switzerland. I have been quite exposed to the scenery, the views of Switzerland over the last I think 2 months or so. So I got interested. So I saw those views on those videos on YouTube. So I got interested in the whole setting and the whole beauty of the country, and I decided to say, let me apply. And of course I applied and I got the visa. So yes, I had made a video before on the requirements that you'll be needing for a Switzerland visa. So you watch that video as you're seeing on the screen and get more details of the critical documents that you need to submit, right, for your visa application and for its approval. Well, that video talked about a business visa. So yeah, it's almost similar, right, to, because I got a tourist visa, so the requirements are quite similar. So once you book an appointment like I depicted on that video, you'll be shared a link of where you can see the actual checklist of what you need and in terms of document requirements. So one thing which is taking me to the second point I'm willing to share with you. One thing that was different was that when I saw the checklist, so it was quite around 11 or 13 documents or thereabout that was needed to be submitted. So I mean, as a visa agent, I understand what a checklist means and how you should use it to arrange your documents, which I did, very perfectly. So we were like 6 persons that submitted that day, and every one of them, some persons had to go out again because they missed some critical documents. If you don't submit any document on that application, on that checklist, then of course they will not accept your application. So I was the only person really that everybody was running up and down and doing all sorts and they wanted to do. I was the only person that was able to just sit comfortably because I met every requirement. So my advice is, first, once you see the checklist for Switzerland, arrange your documents as listed numerically on the checklist. So the first thing would be the visa form. So put it like that and arrange it so that you don't have any worries of running about, right, when you want to apply for that visa. So another thing that was quite different from what I read online and what I saw physically was that, first, when you visit, right, the first thing you need to do is to go register your name at the security point, because so your appointment is for 8:30, right, but then it's first come first serve. So if you come 7:45 or something, you're the first person, then you'll be the first person to be attended to once the 8:30 mark starts. So I missed that. I was just lazing around in my car and I discovered that, and I came quite earlier, but I was like the 4th or 5th person that was attended to, because I didn't register at the security point. So first thing, you go there before your appointment date. On your appointment day, not before your appointment day. On your appointment day, you go there, you register. Once you register at the security, then by 8:30 you get lined up to go inside for your submission. So another thing I noticed was that, yes, when I applied, the visa application fee was 144,000 naira, and on the checklist it was mentioned that we should come with our cash, right? So when I got there, it switched and they were like, that we could pay with POS. But thank God I came with my cash, because eventually the POS didn't work. So people that were not with cash, even when the checklist mentioned that they should come with cash, had to go outside and start praying some persons to get that. You have to just go pay a POS person or something to get the cash. So POS as a point of sales machine, so you could use your card to pay, but then the machine had issues and all that. So luckily for me, I already had cash, so it was a smooth ride for me. So that whole experience was quite refreshing for me, because I didn't have to run out to look for cash. So always go with cash, right? Even if, yes, you have money in your bank card, but go with cash just to be prepared for the on unforeseen circumstance. Also, one thing I noticed during my application was that the security guys were quite friendly. They were even the ones that were helping people arrange their documents. I mean, I haven't seen that in a very long time when I submit applications for visas, right? But then the security guys were very, very friendly, and they were orderly. And I mean, that also helped people that were having issues around their documentation. So, ensure that you arrange your documents, ensure that you meet every requirement as stated. No, so for instance, on the travel insurance should be valid 2 weeks after your departure from Switzerland. So ensure that you fix that. If you don't do that, then it's going to affect you, and then you have to go outside and start running. So ensure you read the checklist clearly so that you don't have issues at all once you're applying. Yes, so this brings me to my experience with the interview. So after I was called, I approached into the session. It's a cubicle, right? So just like a bank station where there's a glass in between you and the person interviewing you. She's black, she's Nigerian, yeah, most likely. So we had that interaction, and she asked me a couple of questions. To be honest, I didn't do well in one, so I was quite skeptical that maybe I'll get refused for that reason. But then she asked me critical questions of what I do, where I work, what are my roles in my place of work, what am I going to do in Switzerland, and where are the places I'll be visiting in Switzerland. So that last question, I actually had a pay ticket, right? But then I didn't take time to look at the specifics, like the places we'll be visiting based on the tour package. I only remembered the one which was the museum, but I didn't remember other locations. So I felt like, because as you have been interviewed, she's writing some things down, and she's covering it. So of course those things she's writing are quite important, right? So but then I got the visa eventually. So for the interview, most of the questions you'll be asked are already what you have submitted on your application form. So ensure that you stick to it. Then ensure also that, for tourism, like I always do, I have a travel itinerary, and like I always tell everybody, a travel plan, make a travel plan, day by day activities of what you want to do. If you can get two paid tours, because I paid for 2 tours, right? So one was a city tour, and the other was a specific visit to the Fever Museum in Zurich, right? So I did those 2, and I added it to the application. So ensure you have an itinerary plan and a paid tour, because that would at least give you validation that you want to visit as a tourist in that country. And so yes, this is my visa. Visa was approved for 1 month, and I don't know if I'm going to go yet, but then if I would go, of course I'll create content on that. Okay, so that's my whole success story of this Switzerland application. So I hope you find this very useful. Like I mentioned in the video, I submitted within 2 weeks and I got the visa. So appointment scheduling, visa interview processing, and eventual turnout of the visa was quite within that 2 weeks margin. So it wasn't, they'll give you a date for you to come back to come pick your passport. So yes, some persons were refused, and I felt quite bad for them, because visa refusals are always a big issue, right? But then if you try to follow through some points I've shared with you, hopefully this is not guaranteeing anything, but hopefully you can also get your visa with this content. Okay, so guys, thank you very much for watching, and see you on that next insightful video. Bye bye.